Good evening. I'm Christy Fox, West Palm Beach City Commissioner for District 3. I'm looking forward to our discussion tonight about food distributions in our community during COVID-19. This is the second community town hall about COVID-19. There are 4 additional town halls scheduled for later this week. For more information on the other town halls this week and for West Palm Beach's response efforts to COVID-19, please visit our website at WPB.org/COVID-19. Currently, I am serving as the group leader for Food, Water, and Medicine group of the West Palm Beach COVID-19 Response Unit. Working with me on this group are Scott Kelly, former Assistant City Administrator from the City of West Palm Beach, Karen Aaron, the Executive Director of the Palm Beach County Food Bank, Maura Plant, CEO of Living Hungry, Sally Chester, a registered nurse and community leader, Don Chester, Assistant Administrator for St. Mary's Medical Center, Lisa Kemp, the Community Resources Manager of the City of West Palm Beach, and Tiffany David, Neighborhoods First Director of the City of West Palm Beach. Our group is focused on coordinating food distributions, looking at medical resources and mental health support, and organizing resources for those in need. We recognize that COVID-19, the crisis is impacting every individual, and we are seeing the immediate and long-term needs for food assistance. For this evening's town hall, I'm joined by several panelists to talk about food distribution in West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County. We are going to be hearing updates from the United Way of Palm Beach County, the School District of Palm Beach County County Food Bank, and Living Hungry. Each panelist will be able to provide an update on food programs and distributions here in the city and in the county. I want to thank them all in advance for their time and participation tonight. We are also going to be hearing from the public of questions that you might have. So we will take Q&A at the end of the meeting. We have 3 ways that you can submit your questions during this meeting. The first is via email at townhall@wpb.org, or in the Facebook live stream event by posting your questions in the comments section, or in Zoom by typing your question into the Q&A box and clicking send. We will be monitoring these throughout the town hall, and so please let us know what questions you have for our panel. Now that we have shared the town hall format details, let's jump into tonight's program. Our first guest is Julie Kriefel, who is the Vice President for Hunger Relief at the United Way of Palm Beach County. They are offering such an incredible resource for our community, and I'm so pleased that she is here to share so many details tonight. She is going to talk about the overall state of hunger relief and food distribution in Palm Beach County. So without further ado, I want to introduce Julie Kriefel. Hi, Julie. Oh, and you're on mute, I think. I think you're still on mute, Julie.
I am. Got it. Good evening, and thank you so much, Commissioner Fox, for inviting me to be here this evening and share information and resources with our community. As Commissioner Fox said, my role is hunger relief with the United Way of Palm Beach County. And before I talk about that in a little more detail, I just kind of like to share with you guys, United Way of Palm Beach County has been in our community for 91 years. We're here to ensure that everyone in Palm Beach County has access to the basics, a quality education, a place to live, financial stability, good medical care, and enough to eat. So the United Way of Palm Beach County raises funds, and we put them where the greatest social service needs are to support our community. We work with a robust number of volunteers who help us with that, and we're proud that we're able to lift our community up in areas where it's needed. So as Commissioner Fox said, my role is Vice President for Hunger Relief. On a typical day prior to coronavirus, there were about 186,000 people in Palm Beach County who were food insecure. So this hunger relief and hunger has been an issue in Palm Beach County for quite some time. Back in 2015, United Way of Palm Beach County and Palm Beach County joined forces to address the hunger issues in Palm Beach County and worked with the Food Research and Action Center out of Washington, D.C., University of South Carolina, along with more than 180 people in Palm Beach County, community members, organizations that we partner with, individuals, and interviewed them to put together a very robust hunger relief plan that started in 2015 that has been approved by the Palm Beach County Commission. And we've been working since then with 5 hunger relief work groups. All the people on the screen with me tonight are involved in that and have been involved with that for years. We really value all of our community partners, and certainly these women and partners that are with us today. So as I said, since then, since 2015, we've been focusing on hunger relief in the county. There's 5 areas that we focus on: children, seniors, infrastructure, the Glades, SNAP outreach, and advocacy. So there's already a very robust existing structure in this situation, and certainly when the coronavirus situation began, we already had a network of more than 75 partners in place working to address hunger relief. And because of this, all these robust relationships that we have developed in the past, and then those that we have connected us to other people and other organizations during this time. So we've brought everyone that we can to the table and engage them to address the issues that we have around coronavirus, but also to take a look at what are our, in this case, our immediate needs, our near-term, mid-term, long-term, and what can we put in place that's sustainable even after coronavirus. So to me and to all of us, I think that's the silver lining with this situation that has certainly expanded and gotten extremely concerning, and wanting to be sure we're addressing it. But the silver lining is that groups have thought out of the box. We've come up with models that are helpful to the community at large, and working on getting food distribution either expanded with programs that we already have, and some of the people on this call will talk about that later. I don't want to get into what they're working on, but we've worked very closely with them on working with children and families on this, and then also on seniors. Again, the infrastructure piece with our food pantries and our food banks, and the SNAP outreach work where we want to make sure that people are engaging in the support systems that are there for them. So one of the things that I wanted to introduce tonight is the Find Food map that Palm Beach County Hunger Relief came up with our community partners. It's showing on the screen now. You can go to the United Way of Palm Beach County website, to the hunger page, and click on the map. And then what you'll see is, it's called the Palm Beach County Food Finder, as I said, and it's a way to locate food using the map. And it has locations all across the county that are indicated by icons. So it shows where you can get free meals for children 18 and under, locations where you can find baby food, formula. You can see on the right-hand side of the screen, there's a list of resources and ways to get food. Some are food pantries, some are you'll see Hallie's Restaurant just pulled up there, a ministry group that has a food pantry. I would like to point out that when you see those, particularly with food pantries, you call first, because sometimes their hours change. But those are, you can search it by zip code, you can search it by county, you can click on, or excuse me, by city. You can click on an area where you live and it'll take you to resources that are near you. And we've got several community partners that are participating with us on this. It's updated every week. If there's any updates that we need to know about, you can reach out to us through our hunger relief page. If there's a group that wants to participate in this as far as a hunger relief support or food distribution that we don't know about, please reach out. There's a form on the website that's below the map, I believe. I have to find it. No, maybe there is a portion on there. I don't see it right now where you're scrolling, but regardless, there's a link there where you can contact us. The Food Finder interest form, I'm sorry, it's right there on the green, and fill that out, and we will add your sites to the map. As I said, it's updated once a week. However, when we hear that something is updating in real time, we make sure that we can get that done for you as well. So this is one of the ways that we are very proud of and very happy to be able to share and provide those resources with the community. Then we also have a strong partnership that we've developed since the coronavirus with the United Farmers Alliance. It's a group of more than 40 farmers in Palm Beach County, working with the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services and many community partners, our food banks, our food pantries, to rescue crops from fields and distribute those in the community, whether they're selling them with food boxes or they're distributing them to agencies, food banks, etc. in Palm Beach County. So I'm mindful of my time. I'm not sure if I'm nearing the end. Do you want me to keep going, Christy, or should we is it time to move to the other folks that are on the panel?
I mean, if you have other things to mention, we're not going to cut you off. This is, I mean, so many important resources. So
Okay, all right. So I'll try to touch on what my dear friends on the screen with me are not going to touch on. I'll touch on what they're not touching on. So one of the things that I want to really make sure that folks know is this is very informational and so forth, but one of the best central resource for information, whether it's on hunger or food needs for your babies, needs for your family, seniors, etc., is to please call 211. They're the best place to get information. They can direct you where you can find resources, where you can apply for SNAP. Karen will address that a little bit with what the Palm Beach County Food Bank does that. SNAP stands for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and also known as food stamps. So that's a very important way to help people supplement their income during times of need and help them purchase food. There's also an online way to purchase food with your SNAP through Walmart and through Amazon, and that has been a nice resource for people to be able to order their food online. There's a really nice partnership with the seniors, with AAA, the Area Agency on Aging, and 2J's. I have an 800 number that people can call for that. That is 1-866-694-5885, and seniors can call to register for food assistance through that number, and they'll help walk you through the process. Then we've worked really closely with the school district and also other entities to expand the Break Spot Grab and Go program. That's for kids 0 to 18. That's on the map, and I'm sure Allison will talk about how many meals have been served and what that process looks like. And the school district's been incredibly nimble getting that expanded into the community. Our hunger relief efforts have helped also to get other sites set up by a group called Flippany, Boys and Girls Club. I know, Maura, you've worked with them on food boxes and farmers. There's lots of resources for the kids that way. And lastly, I'm trying to keep it high level, but lastly, I would really encourage everybody in the community, and that you do not have to be a citizen. You can fill out to participate in the census. It's so important to be counted. It's so important for the funds that are coming into our county to provide support systems. So that would be my final plug, and I'll be happy to answer any questions afterwards.
Thank you, Julie, so much. That is such incredible information. We will make sure that we're sharing this after this call too, so that we can put it on our website and all these great resources for people to go back to. And thank you also for the plug for the census. I could not agree enough that, you know, the resources that will come from the census numbers, you know, will be helping us for years to come. So it's so important, and to encourage people to be filling out the census. So thank you for that. Next, I wanted to introduce two employees from the School District of Palm Beach County: Allison Monblow, Director from the School Food Service Department, and Paula Triana from the she's the Wellness Promotion Manager. So Allison, why don't we start with you to kick us off a little bit of what you're working on in the School Food Service Department.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Commissioner Fox, for having me here tonight. I really appreciate it. Our motto in the School Food Service Department is Kids First, Providing Food for Thought. That's what we do during the regular school year. We make sure that, you know, the hungry kids, if they're hungry, they can't learn, and we want to make sure that they can. Well, in this trying time that we're going through right now, we need to keep that in the forefront, because the kids are at home. They still need to eat. Sometimes it's the only meal that they get when they come into our cafeteria and to our schools, and we want to make sure that we're continuing to provide that resource for them when they're off at home right now during this time, and through the distance learning that they're doing as well. So we're still providing the food for them to think and learn, and of course to nourish their bodies. Next slide, please. We begin feeding our children back on March 16th and have been open for meal distribution each week since then. We began with 30 sites that were open, and we now have 51 sites. So far, we've served 1,945,000 meals. Next slide, please. The 51,000 sites that are open are listed here on the page right now. And it's also listed on our website. You can go to www.palmbeachschools.org. You can find the sites there. You can find information about picking up the meals. We also have information about some other programs around the county that are providing meal service as well. Next slide. Currently, our sites are open on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 until 12. We're providing each child with 2 meals per day for 3 days. So you actually get 6 meals when you come and pick up for each child. A few things that you'll need to know when you're coming in to pick up your meals. First, these meals are available free for anyone 18 years and younger. They don't have to be part of Palm Beach County School District. You don't have to be a student. You can, as long as you're 18 years and younger, we can provide you with a free meal. The meals must be picked up by the parent or the guardian. And right now we're operating under a USDA waiver, which is wonderful because we don't have to have the child in the car for you to pick up the meals. In order to do that, though, you do have to provide some form of identification of the child. So you can give a student ID, student passport, library card, birth certificate, or we've even worked it out with the state that you can provide a photo. You don't have to give it to us, you just show it to us when you come through the line, but a photo of you and the children that you're picking up for. We do ask that you pop the trunk when you come through or open a window so that we can safely put the meals into your car and we don't have to be passing to each other. Also, walk-ups are welcome, and just make sure that you're keeping the social distancing in mind when you come up and walk up and you're waiting in line. You can stay the 6 feet apart. Some items that you'll receive when you pick up your meals are cold, so they will have to go back and either be refrigerated or frozen if you don't eat them right there. The meals also may contain allergens, so just to be aware of that. If you have yourself, children, anyone at home that have allergies, please be careful and cautious when you're picking up our food. And also, meals cannot be picked up bulk, so you can't pick up for multiple families. The parent or guardian has to be there to pick up for their child. And next slide. Before wrapping up my section, there is a video that I would like to show you because this is just shows you a little bit about our dedicated staff, and without them, this just could not be possible. And you can start the video.
I've been with school food service for nearly 30 years between Long Island, New York, and here, and it's always gratifying just to see that smile on that child's face every day. They're very happy, and I believe that they're grateful that we're working as hard as we are to make sure that they're fed. We feel that we should put our kids first. That's what we do. They're our kids. No matter what school we're at, all these children, they are like our own, and we want to make sure that they're getting what they're supposed to be getting for their meals.
We miss our kids, so I mean, dedication, you can say that, but it's part of the job. I mean, if without this, we would be empty. We wouldn't have any purpose. So yeah, we're definitely dedicated, but it's, you know, it comes with the job. We love our kids, so we would do anything for them. We love our job. We're here for them, but you know, it's all in the one motto, kids first, pretty much sums it all.
So as you can hear, our team is so proud to be able to continue to feed our children while we're home, and you know, we're going through this distance learning, and we're going to continue to feed during the summer as well. We're going to have hopefully the 51 sites open, so come and visit us during the summer if you haven't been there yet. And also, as soon as we knew that we were rolling into this COVID setup here, when we were doing the grab and go meals, our program is able to feed the kids, like I said, children 18 years and younger, but we couldn't feed the adults. So we reached out to some community partners to say, help us out, because the parents that are coming through, I'm sure that they're going to be having challenges with the food as well, and we don't want anyone going hungry. So what can you do for us? So Paula Triana, our wellness manager, is here up next to share some information with you about how we worked with our community partners in our Food for Families initiative. Paula?
Thank you, Allison. Good evening, Commissioner Fox and everyone. I'm excited to be here. You know, our district, and you can put up the slides up to, so our district, as you all know, it's not a small operation. We are the 10th largest district in the nation. We have 176 day schools. It is 193,000 students and 23,000 employees. So we really affect the whole child. And as a district, we have had a very robust wellness promotion policy and to really infuse the whole community. So we really are looking at the whole school, whole community, whole child efforts. And with that, we can move to the next slide. It really takes a village to do a lot of things to be successful. And really with not only our child nutrition programs, but we're working as a community. We have been critical part of the Hunger Relief Advisory Council and working with the agencies and nonprofits, any community that may want to embrace supporting our families in the past. We have worked in creating agreements and formalizing that. And that has been really critical and very essential as we navigate through this COVID-19 era, because now we have these built relationships and really has allowed us to be very fluid in the way of bringing also these community partners into our feeding sites. So as you see, one of the major critical issues is food distribution or food access to families. And really, our schools are really that safe haven where they realize that we're not only providing education, but we provide all kinds of different resources for our students and their families. So the next slide talks about some of our partners that we have had. Part of our wellness policy, if you see that image of whole school, whole community, whole child, it's community involvement. And really that support of feeding families besides just our students. We have collaborated with Feeding South Florida, which has been tremendous thus far, offering us those family meal boxes or bags, 82,929 as of this week. Pan Florida Challenge, who works closely with the United Way of Palm Beach, has helped to support the Glade schools, Belle Glade, Rosenwald, Pahokee, Gove Elementary, with 7,343 family meals. Also, we have two churches, the First United Methodist Church in Jupiter Tequesta and Jupiter First Church. They united themselves to support, actually they have 4 schools on their agreements this year, but they consolidated everything to one of our feeding sites, would be Jupiter Elementary, with 2,274 meal packages. Then the county stepped up, and really this has been really great. These 2 things that I'm going to mention at the end is bringing more color into the food design. So working with our small farmers and really just, it's exciting because I know that the farm period was coming down and farmers were concerned. And so we collaborated with the county. The county has offered produce boxes to 8 schools, and we have them dispersed all over our Palm Beach County. With that program, we have offered 11,000 produce boxes, and the Farm to Family Partnership Initiative is the Justice Center of Palm Beach and small farmers as well. And they have supported 2 schools, Indian Pines Elementary and Benoist Farm. And as of tomorrow, they're gonna have boxes of all kinds of fruits. They actually send me pictures of beautiful mangoes, and I'm very excited for the families who are gonna receive that. So again, it does take a village. We're working together. This is like a critical time to us to work fluidly and effortlessly together and united. And one of the critical things of our wellness policy is really breaking silos, not only within our district, but in the community. So we just want to thank you again for the opportunity.
Well, thank you both so much for all you're doing, putting kids first in our community. I think these resources are so valuable. for the parents out there in our audience. So I really appreciate you joining us tonight. The next presenter is Karen Aaron. She is the Executive Director of the Palm Beach County Food Bank. I've known Karen for several years, and she's also on our advisory committee for the COVID-19 response unit. So I am so pleased, Karen, that you could join us tonight to share updates about all the great work that you and your team are doing in our community tonight.
Thank you so much, Commissioner, for having me. I'm delighted to be here with these great colleagues. And I'm also delighted to see some good friends to the community on our participants list. So tonight I'm really going to focus on two roles of the Palm Beach County Food Bank. First and foremost, one of the services that we provide the community is that we provide food to food pantries. So we have partners throughout the county who literally hand bags of food or meals to people who need help. And as we are in these extraordinary times of COVID-19, one of the things that we're seeing is that for many people in our community, this is the first time they've ever had to ask for help. And so before I talk about where they can access help through the Palm Beach County Food Bank's partners, I want to just take a minute and say, this is why we are here. This is exactly what the Hunger Relief Network is intended for, is to help our neighbors in need when they need us most. And these truly are extraordinary times. I was on a call yesterday, and I know that unemployment figures in Palm Beach County are at 15%. So encourage you, if you need help, to feel as comfortable as you can about that, to reach out for the help that is there because you need it in these extraordinary times. So there are two ways that the Palm Beach County Food Bank and its partners can help you in that regard. And if you don't mind going to our website, we're going to pull that up so I can show you how that works. pbcfoodbank.org is our website. And you see right here at the top, it says Get Help. Yeah, and the first, Get Help and, yeah, find food. Okay, so find food. If you go down to this PDF document, you will find a list of food pantries that are serving the community, and they are listed by both city and zip code. Okay, you will note that they have a date and time of service. So if you go down, there's actually a large number here in West Palm, which I know is the community that we're focused on talking to tonight. They are throughout the county. We do recommend that you reach out to these pantries before you go. One of the things that people ask when they call is they say, sort of, how does it work? And the truth is that it can vary from pantry to pantry. So certainly right now, all of our pantries, all of our partners are focused on the health, safety, and well-being of you, the person that comes to them for help, and also themselves and their volunteers and staff. So you can expect to have minimal personal contact. You can expect that the people serving you will be wearing masks. And we would suggest and hope that you also would wear a mask when you drive through and pop your trunk, or in the chance that you would be, taking a bag directly from someone at a proper social distance. So these are pantries throughout the county. They're intended to help families and individuals get through these tough times, and they have food available to help you when you need it. Some of them ask for your name, or some of them may ask for proof of income. So again, we do recommend that you reach out to them prior to going so that you can get the information that you need for particularly your first time to go, for it to be as comfortable as possible. The second service that I want to talk about is our SNAP outreach service. So what can happen in a time such as this, specifically and particularly if you have experienced unemployment or another circumstance that means that you have a decrease in household income, then you could be eligible for SNAP, which most of us know as food stamps. And that is an allocation of dollars that you can utilize to buy specific groceries that will help yourself or your family. And so it is a process, it's a government program, so there's very specific steps that have to be followed. You'll see that on our website, there's a documents checklist that will help you prepare. That information is available in English, Spanish, and Creole, right? And then we have the calendar about where you can access one of our team members who will help you through this process and apply for SNAP benefits. So on that same page we were just on, if you go down and click on that block of copy, right, then it will tell you what are we doing to protect our team's safety and our visitors' safety, their clients. That information is here, and then it will also, when you scroll down, tell you where that individual is available to help you through that process. So again, these individuals, these organizations are here focused on helping the community through this difficult time. So if you need help, I encourage you to visit one of these pantries or to reach out to one of these team members regarding possibility of getting SNAP benefits.
Thank you, Karen. That was fantastic. So many great resources. And as I mentioned, we will make sure that we have included those on our website so that all these links will be in one place, easy to find. Our next and final panelist tonight is Maura Plant. She is the CEO and founder of Living Hungry. Maura and I have known each other for years. I've been volunteering with her organization, having packing parties for Living Hungry and working on hurricane relief efforts with Palm Beach County Cares. So she is also one of our COVID response team members on the food panel. So Maura, thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to hearing more details of what you're going to share tonight.
Thank you. It's so nice to be with you guys this evening. I really enjoy working with Commissioner Christy Fox. From before she even became the commissioner, she has been working hard and diligent, like out on the streets with me, looking at warehouses in the middle of the day, and just really out there working hard to get resources for the city and also understanding the lay of the land of what exists. So I think that you've done a really good job, and this panel represents that. It's really nice to see the schools, United Way, and the food bank working, and talking together. So it's nice to be with you. Living Hungry is a little different. There is a lot of this beautiful formal infrastructure laid down, like kids need to get food at the schools, and that's where they go, and pantries need food and they get it at the food bank. And the United Way keeps us, organized and marching together. And somehow my organization keeps getting involved in these emergency hurricanes or, COVID like this. And what we do is we really go to wrap around very specific people and their needs that are above and beyond what exists today. So there's a lot of people doing great work in across hunger, poverty, homelessness. And, there's this new level of human that's out there that's walking around without cash for the first time in a long, long time, if not their lifetimes. And they're not used to showing up at pantries, and they're not used to asking for help. In fact, they don't ask for help, and they would look at food and say, maybe leave that for someone else who's, hurting, hungry, broken, homeless, or living in poverty. And so we've had to create whole new sustainable supply chains to create new experiences for these people to be able to walk in and with dignity and comfort get the food that they need, and we turn it actually into like a party. So I actually have started with we have several programs that we've been working with thanks to our donors. We have some really generous donors, and it started with farms to families, which was Jeannie from the Boys and Girls Clubs and Locks Farms, Margaret. And we recognized that the farmers were going to have an issue right away. The restaurants were closing. And so we said, let's raise some money to buy the farmers out and basically hire the staff of the Boys and Girls Clubs to feed these communities. And so that's what we did. We got it up and running within 2 weeks. And we have food from the Palm Beach County Food Bank that comes through there. And we've been feeding 1,200 families every weekend, every Friday, and that includes West Palm Beach. There's a club in West Palm, and then there's a club in Riviera Beach. So we first started feeding West Palm from Riviera, and then we moved and opened West Palm, recognizing that it's its own need. And we've been working with North End Rise to, thanks to Christy, to bring food straight into that community, both the grab-and-go meals and also these, drive-through distributions, but also meals. So that brings me to my next super, super, super generous donor. So this guy, his name is Rodney Mayo, and he owns 17 restaurants. And in one day, his whole world fell down. His whole, they just closed the doors. First it was bars, everything closed, and then restaurants. And so in that moment when, he could have just closed everything down and been very upset, he actually decided to be the most generous human he's ever been in his lifetime. And he opened up his restaurants and volunteered and started just cooking meals, because that's what they do. And so from that first day, and Christy was there, and actually the city of West Palm Beach was our first contract to create meals to feed to the city. So we started feeding meals several hundred a day, then it was 1,000 a day, 7 restaurants now, we're up to 21,000 a week across, hundreds and hundreds of pickup and drop off appointments, and going straight into, surgically into communities that are very high need, and seniors are stuck at home, or vulnerable, sick people get their meals delivered. We work very hard to get all these meals out every day. It's like 8 weeks running now. Warm meals, they're healthy, they're hearty, and they're just encouraging. And they also have these drive-throughs. So any person who is out of a job at this moment, or hit by COVID, it's a cash economy, or their clients, can't get into clean houses or do different works. You can go through the drive-through at H3. It's called Hospitality Helping Hands. They started a new charity, and he just got his 501c3, which is fantastic. So you can go through the drive-through at Howley's, at Kapow Dubliner. They had one in Delray Beach. They have one at Hullabaloo's, at Clematis, and get yourself a warm meal. It's free to anyone who is, going through this with us, because we're all going through this, together. And the last piece was Farms to First Responders. So working with, again, Margaret from Locks Farms, we decided let's get some immune boosting, food as medicine packages out to these nurses on the front lines that are keeping everyone, holding everybody down and keeping everyone going. And at the same time, a lot of them are laid off or half time, and they have kids at home, and, how do they have time to go to the grocery store? So the first one we did Cleveland Clinic, and we've done Jupiter Medical Center, St. Mary's. And so then we did with Rodney, he created this care package. It was really sweet with lots of chocolate for Good Sam Hospital. So we've been coming alongside of what everyone else is doing, and really getting focused around what are the people, what are the human, different kinds of people, what do they need, and how do we get food to them the way that they can take it? Is it a warm meal? Is it a box of food? Is it a grocery drive-through? And we've enjoyed doing it. And we've partnered with the Puerto Rican Hispanic Chamber of Commerce with Juan Pagan, and he connects us to all these groups in the community, the Guatemalan Mayan Center, Caridad, Esperanza, so that we can get meals hyper surgically into these communities that, are overlooked, or maybe they don't have cars and they can't access it like everybody else. So we also partnered with Schumacher. That was a fun one. So Schumacher called, they laid off 270 employees, and she said, what can we do? What can we do? I said, well, they can go through the drive-through, or we can put on a food event. So we partnered with FarmShare, which is my very large food donor, and put Schumacher together with FarmShare, and Mark Foley brought in some of his contacts to get in with the city that got sponsored, and we fed, I don't know, because how many families did we feed? 700 that day with our drive-through?
Something like that, yeah. It was a great day, a big success. We also were able to give out 10,000 diapers to those in need, so.
Yeah. So we just really like to partner well and meet people where they're at. And we thank you for the opportunity to talk to you in the city tonight, and to partner with you, Christy.
Well, thank you so much, Maura. Thank you so much to all the participants on this call. This has been so valuable. And I think our community is just so blessed to have this team that is working on their behalf to make sure that no residents are going hungry. So thank you all for what you do every single day. It's just phenomenal, and I'm so proud to work with you and to bring these resources to our community. So thank you for sharing them tonight. I think now we're going to turn it over to a few questions if we have any. Alex, are there questions for us?
Oh, there are. Good evening, everybody, and thank you for such an informative panel. We got questions through email, through Facebook, and on Zoom. The first one is from Kate on Zoom. Her question reads, will the Palm Beach County Schools offer meal services over the summer?
I can answer that for you. Yes, we plan to be open in 51 sites during the summer, the same sites that we have open now, and probably the same time, 9 to 12 on Tuesdays and Thursdays throughout the whole summer.
Thank you. Our next question is from email, and the question reads, are you aware of any food delivery services for seniors?
Who might be the best to tackle that? Julie or Erin?
I can answer for a little bit for that. I'm happy to do it. I mentioned it, I think, a little bit ago too, that the Area Agency on Aging has a really out-of-the-box partnership that has never been done before with 2Js, and they are working through the Volin Center in the south part of the county and the Division of Senior Services with Palm Beach County to deliver meals to seniors that are homebound and also to sites where seniors can come pick them up. So I had shared the 800 number that folks can call to get enrolled in that program, and it is 866-694-5885. And we've also worked with them on the Find Food map that we reviewed a little bit earlier, where people can go in, find locations. And also if folks, as I had mentioned earlier as well, need to get further services or more individualized service through meals that are coming to them at their homes, they can call 211 and they will connect them and help them find that. There's also a partnership in the Glades that they're working with 3 different restaurants there to have meals delivered to seniors. It's a group of pastors along with the city of Belle Glade. And Maura, I believe you are doing senior meal delivery in some of the unincorporated areas of Palm Beach County. But the very main way to get information about senior meals and getting home delivered meals that are working that partnership with 2Js is to call that 800 number. And they can also assist you with other needs as well. And Maura, I'm sure you probably want to speak to what you're doing through HHH and the unincorporated areas too.
Sure. Yeah, I think with the Area Agency on Aging, they got the money from the federal money that came down, the COVID money. This is a really special, like, seniors lunch opportunity. Is it 2-3 days a week, Julie?
No, they're doing it. Let me just look at the schedule.
So we've had a lot of people call us looking for meals. I set up charities to do all the pickups across all these 7 restaurants, and we have a lot of different communities that pick up and feed seniors. So I get phone calls from seniors and they do ask, and it's really exciting to be able to share with them, yes, there's this new program, and it's quality food. It's nice. It's nice lunches.
Yes, I'm sorry, Maura. They do have funding that comes in from the feds, but they also have a local match that they've had to achieve. So
nice.
Yes, they've achieved quite almost all of that, but they still need, I believe, another $10,000 and probably more as more need comes in. They've got more of the CARES funds that are coming in that they'll need to achieve a community match for. They launched this on April 30th, and the very first day, I don't know why I'm not putting my hands on this schedule because I have it. The very first day, I believe they served over 6,000 meals, and they've got it running with the buses from the Volin Center and also with PalmTran, and getting the meals out to the community. Like I said, they're either delivering to people's homes or people are coming to pick them up, and they're put with all the safety precautions that the school district has described as well. The beauty of the 2J's partnership too is that it's contained in it's prepared in a contained environment. The meals are nutritious. They can warm them in their own microwaves. They've gotten huge kudos and lots of positive feedback as a huge improvement on what these folks can get. I know that they're expanding it every week. And I think you're right. And like I said, I don't know why I'm not putting my hands on it right now, but I can answer the question later if people want their schedule. That they're out there at least twice a week and at several different locations throughout the county, not just in 1 or 2 locations. I believe it's up to 6 or 7 locations at this time. And that 800 number will help people get enrolled. And it's very exciting because not only, again, this is one of the other silver lining partnerships and initiatives, not only were they providing meals for seniors, but with this particular program. And because of coronavirus, all the seniors have been able to be taken off the waiting list for this program. And this is something that will last and live throughout the coronavirus and beyond. So again, it's one of the silver lining, wonderful programs that folks that were working together before came together and thought out of the box and partnered with 2J's and the 2 entities of Olin Center and and DOS, Department of Senior Services, with the Area Agency on Aging. And they've got the model in their other territories, not just Palm Beach County. It's also in their other counties that they're working in north of us. So it's been very successful, very well received at the state level, and will continue on. So it's a great story.
That's fantastic.
We also have,
We also
have Meals on Wheels that still does what they're doing, even though they can't have, all those congregate areas that, you can't have your meals anymore, but Meals on Wheels has come up with another program similar to, the same way, like fewer contacts, more meals per delivery. And 211 is a nice way to get to them.
I think they're up to about 300 people, Maura, Meals on Wheels is, so their capacity is a little bit less than what the AAA partnership can do. However, as we said before, it takes a village and everyone working together and going deeper and deeper into the communities and providing accesses and resources. That's what we're all about. That's what the Hunger Relief Plan was put together for. And we've certainly seen that in spades, growing exponentially, and it's super exciting initiatives and partnerships and even more relationships that have been built. So everybody's out there working together to support our community, and we are here.
Our meals are from restaurants, and we have like 850 that are going out in sheriff's cars into the unincorporated areas of the county and different communities in need. And so that's how we're really getting our meals out to seniors, is bringing the restaurant food out into the communities with PBSO as the driver. We partner with Houston Tate of the Office of Community Revitalization. Again, the amazing Houston. And we're in all kinds of communities across from Delray to Jupiter to Plantation to Sandcastle. And it's pretty amazing to get these door-to-door, there's basically volunteers that run door-to-door because they know where their needy seniors are next to them or vulnerable people. And it's been quite a work of love, but we enjoy it.
If somebody wanted to be involved in that in West Palm Beach, how would they
in the city of West Palm?
Yeah. Meaning who we're talking to tonight, if they were interested in that for another alternative, how would they then find out about it?
Well, they can email me at mora@livinghungry.org, or you can go to Howley's and ask for some meals for yourself. And more than likely, we have a group somewhere in West Palm that is receiving meals, and we can attach you to them. And we have helped people, a lot of people in that same way. People like to volunteer to drive like this because you're in your own bubble in your own car and you can pick up meals and deliver them. And it just gives people something to do.
Has also been working similar to what you're saying about the sheriff's office. Our police department knows where some of these homebound seniors are and have a few programs going on, working with Havana Restaurant, for example, to help deliver. So we are fielding calls to those in need, and we are just trying to find ways to help them in any way. So calling Maura and emailing Maura, we're in touch every day, or looking on the city website to get in touch with me as well.
And also make sure to dial that 800 number with AAA as well, because they're there too, and so is 211. So there's all kinds of resources, all kinds of folks working together to help support the community.
Right. No, I mean, it's fantastic. We are planning to put all these resources in one spot on our website, like I mentioned, because I know that one of the hardest things to do is you're going through a hard time, you're struggling, And the last thing you want to do is have to like worry, where am I going to find all these resources? So we're trying to put them all in one place so that makes it easy for people that are looking for, housing support or food support or small business loans and things like that, so that they can kind of go to one place on WPB.org and have a kind of COVID-19 resource toolbox that handy for them to find all the answers.
And you guys, I was very impressed with your website too, Commissioner Fox, that listing the restaurants that are open and all the resources that are there for people at all levels in this situation. There are folks who need assistance, but then there are also folks who are unable to go out, and yet they can order food to have it come in. So City of West Palm has been quite in my view, a great example of providing those resources to your residents through that channel.
Well, thank you. I mean, you all make it so easy for us, because I think you've been sharing such great information. We've been kind of trying to put it all in one place, the things that all of our partners are doing. So if it wasn't for the work you do every day, we wouldn't be able to make it so easy to put on our website. So thank you all. So Alex, do we have any more questions, or do we need to wrap it up?
Yes, Commissioner, we have another question here on email. Are there any prerequisites for receiving food assistance?
So I'm happy to speak to that. So it really depends on what pantry you go to. So there are many pantries and food distributions throughout the county and throughout the city, I'm sure, that have no requirements other than you show up and say, I need food. Some folks, some pantries have an expectation that you'll share your name or share an ID or share even proof of income. So it's always wise to be aware of that before you go to a specific distribution, in case there is something that is really important to you. So lots of folks giving food with no expectation of information, and some folks giving food with an expectation of information sharing.
Thank you. That was a great question. We have time for one more question, and it seems like it's coming from someone who wants to step up and help out. The question is, do any of these efforts need volunteers? And if so, how can I sign up?
I'm guessing everybody wants some volunteers. So I know that there is a spot on our website that volunteers can sign up for the City of West Palm Beach. We have a lot of need for volunteers, but I don't want to steal all the resources. So Julie, you look like you want to jump in with ways that people can help.
I do. Paula, I know, and Allison, and I think Maura too, and Karen. Whenever there's a need for volunteers, United Way of Palm Beach County has a volunteer center. You can go online and put in your request or what you're interested in, or you can call and find out about volunteer opportunities. They're happy to set you up, get you assigned to any kind of hunger relief work. I know Paula is probably or Allison wants to talk about what they need, but that is one central location for the county. That is the Volunteer Center for Palm Beach County through United Way of Palm Beach County. So we're always there to help. There's a vice president for the Volunteer Center who will be sure to take good care of you. They do a fantastic job. So I'll put that out there, and then certainly Paula and Maura and Karen, anybody else that wants to weigh in, feel free. But that's one of the sort of one-stop shop for opportunities to volunteer.
Yes, we certainly need volunteers now, because some of the people are going back into work, and so volunteering is becoming a little bit less available. I am going to set a plug for Feeding South Florida. Their volunteer coordinator is Ruth Bonnet, and you can email volunteers at feedingsouthflorida.org. They are kind of, when we do our distribution we have 51 schools, and we do an option A, option B per week. So 26 schools one week and 25 schools. And as of yesterday, for tomorrow, we have 89 volunteers, and we probably would benefit having probably 100 volunteers. So if anyone can reach out to Feeding South Florida, Ruth Bonnet is the volunteer coordinator. We really appreciate that help.
Fantastic.
Just for the school district, for where anyone that comes to us that wants to volunteer, that's what we're doing, is having them go to our community partners, because we already have staff that we are having come in to prep our meals and serve our meals. So we're okay on our side, but we definitely need the help in the community to pack up the meals and distribute, not the meals, but the boxes of food that are coming in from our different partners.
Well, and I mean, volunteering is a foundational component of hunger relief and has been for years and years. And so at the Palm Beach County Food Bank, at our one-stop website for resources, pbcfoodbank.org, there are opportunities about packing food bags, packing boxes, sorting produce. We're grateful for the help as well.
Laura?
Okay, hi. We are looking for drivers, which is really fun. You pick up at the restaurant and then you deliver it to the location. It could be like a housing authority or an elderly project, that type of thing. Hospitals. So we're very concerned about the hygiene, coronavirus hygiene, and we have a lot of organized processes to keep people in their bubble. And so another opportunity is inside one of the restaurants down here in Boca, where we're doing like the food prep and then, working the line for the drive-through. So you actually get to make the food and then actually hand it out to some folks. So depending on what your comfort zone is, if you want to just stay in your car and not interact with anybody, or if you want to get out there and touch the food and help feed other people, we have a couple of opportunities for you. And you can email me again at mora@livinghungry.org, or hospitalityhelpinghands.org has a volunteer check-in, and you can help with some of the restaurant meals. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you all. So we're coming up on the hour. Before closing, there's a couple of updates I wanted to share. First, as we mentioned earlier, I hope that all residents will complete the census. This information collected for the census will help West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County continue to provide programs and resources to help our community for years to come. So I would encourage everyone. It's easy and fun to fill out the census, so I hope we can get to that soon. Also, for those who qualify, we mentioned we are encouraging you to sign up for the state's food assistance program. It will allow families much more flexibility in food choices. I know that the Palm Beach County Food Bank is helping with this, and the city of West Palm Beach is offering assistance as well to residents. You can give us a call at 561-822-1274, and we are happy to assist with that as well. There are a few more town halls coming up this week on COVID-19. Each is scheduled for a different topic. Tomorrow on Thursday, we actually have 3 town halls scheduled. At 3:30, we have the nonprofits and faith-based town hall. At 5 p.m., we have seniors, children, and families. At 6:30, we have housing and homeless services, and you can find a full schedule online at WPB.org/COVID-19, and also the links to join those meetings. So I just also want to take this time, one more time, to thank all the panelists that are here tonight. Thank you for all that you do every day. I have been on the front lines as well, talking to members of our community, and they're really scared and they have a lot of concerns, and I think you are all addressing those every day. So thank you so much. I want residents to also know that my door is always open to them. These are incredibly stressful times for all of us, and even the strongest need guidance and encouragement and tools. We are all in this together, and we are going to get through this together. So thank you again for joining tonight, and I wish everyone a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Are we done? Do we hang up?
Looks like